Hi guys, Steven here, back with another video. This one is titled, Is Kendrick Lamar a top 5 lyricist? Um, Kendrick Lamar, it's without question, is one of the best, some might say the best, um, you know, modern day rapper. Now, now you'll have a lot of, people, let's call them the rap purists. They might. I'm sure they rate Kendrick. They appreciate the lyricism. They appreciate the storytelling. Appreciate overall his body of work. But I think a lot of the rap purists probably, though, if they're being honest, I don't think they'd have him down as a top 5, rapper of all time. Some might have him as a top 10. But then there'd be probably a lot of the real purists, and they'd probably might have him, like a top 15, top 20. But for me, Kendrick definitely, he's definitely one of my favorites. And I'll just, I'll talk a little bit more. I first, heard about Kendrick Lamar, got into his stuff. I would say probably about a year after, the debut album "Good Kid, Mad City" was out. The first song I heard was the one "The Recipe" with Dr. Dre, and cracking beat. There's a good sample there that they did from the. Was a sample. I think it was maybe a UK indie band they sampled the song from. So it's a great beat, great bars there, and I don't know if Kendrick wrote Dre's bars, but Dre's bars were decent. Kendrick's were very good as well, and it's a cracking song. And then I got into other songs. I like Poetic Justice. I like Don't Kill My Vibe, and those were songs I could play on repeat just a lot. Especially Don't Kill My Vibe. I could play that song just repeat on repeat on repeat. It's brilliant. And I really like the video as well. I like the imagery. I like the white, everyone in white. It's you have the white, and some people can have this. They can wear white, and this in the video is supposed to be it's like someone has died. It's for a funeral, but some people can do that. They will have all white. And I'm not against not against that. A lot of people would say it's more appropriate to wear dark, but. Whatever though. Overall, that song though, I think is a really good song. And yeah, but Poetic Justice is another one. The one with Drake. But that's another good one. The Janet Jackson sample. And yeah, one thing about that song. I must say though, and I must be honest, I think Drake out-rapped Kendrick. Really, I think Drake's one verse stands out more than Kendrick's 2 verses. And there's a lot of other people I think thought that as well. I think, I'm not saying this guy's opinion's gospel, but Joe Budden, he thought that. He's obviously got a big. When it comes to the hip hop, social media community, he's got a big presence there. Maybe his presence has kind of gone down a bit in recent time, but But that's the one thing. Back then, I would probably say I was into Drake more, but not until maybe let's say 5-6 years ago. Then all of a sudden, I would say I'm more of a Kendrick guy. I like Kendrick Lamar more than Drake as a rapper. With Drake, Drake, it's a lot of rapping. It's about a lot of fly shit, and then there's the other stuff about songs that where he's in his feelings. He's maybe Rihanna's been giving them the run around, and he's she's told him that she just wants to be friends, and but who knows what the fuck's gone on there with them two. But that's the thing with a lot of guys. I think when it comes to Drake's music, it's maybe just the poppy singing shit that they're not really down with that. But I think overall, though, Drake is dope, though. I don't think you can say that he's bad. I think he's got bars, and he's had the beef with Meek Mill, and Meek called them out basically, and I think he had real good proof, and he really could back it up that Drake has had ghostwriters, you know, but that did nothing to Drake for Drake. No one gave a shit, I mean, I don't know. I mean, could Tupac and Biggie have survived that ghostwriter claims? I don't know. But the thing is, I mean, getting back to Kendrick, I mean, Kendrick, Kendrick has commented in the past about, ghostwriter, the Drake things, and he was more subtle about it. He wasn't, a lot of other rappers would come out straight out and say, that's whack, that's wrong, this, that, the other. But Kendrick was much more, subtle when he spoke about how he could be, basically saying how he was quite dismissive of people, saying that, if they're have ghostwriters, there's no way they could be a top lyricist, But he was very subtle in how he got that across, and Kendrick is one of those dudes. He can be quite subtle in getting his points across. I mean, one thing with Kendrick, Kendrick. I mean, the thing with Kendrick, and I think a lot of people, a lot of people latched on to this. It was the control verse, the control verse that he did, and it was the song. It was Big Sean's song, and he was on it with, it was Dre Electronica. That's one of my favorites. He's in my top 5, my personal top 5. But Kendrick though, so he was basically, I mean, he called out Big Sean in his own verse. He name dropped all these other rappers, basically saying, I've got love for you, but I'm still verbally on this microphone trying to kill you. I'm paraphrasing, but that's obviously paraphrasing, but that's what he said in a nutshell. And so that got a lot of buzz at the time, and really it was the whole thing about the King of New York, which I think did piss off a lot of rappers in the New York scene. Kendrick, I think was quoting one of the rappers he looks up to, Corrupt. Corrupt had a line in one song about something to Muslim import, the King of New York, something like that. And Kendrick was just, it was a tribute to Corrupt. But I think Kendrick probably knew what he was doing. I mean, he certainly knew what he was doing with calling all those rappers out in the song. I mean, he was definitely trying to step on some toes, no doubt. I mean, especially with Big Sean's toes. It was Big Sean's song, But I mean, Kendrick. I mean, did he know what he was doing with the whole King of New York thing, knowing that would cause controversy? Not necessarily. I don't know if it was that, it was that calculated in his thinking, knowing that this would be controversial. But then you never know, though. You never know. You never know. I mean, Kendrick. I mean, you never know. With Kendrick, obviously, will have a team. He's got that Interscope machine. Could Interscope could the higher up executives, could they know, because this is the thing, you can have that a lot in rap where that Leo Cohen or whoever else, they'll tell he would tell a rapper to fake a beef. There are rappers out there who have worked with Leo Cohen, will tell you that he told them fake a beef with this rapper, get yourself some more buzz, help yourself, you can help get you selling more records. Is it possible that Kendrick, was it, it was planned out with the label that, that this, if I'm going to, a West Coast rapper, and I'm going to get on a song and basically saying that I'm going to verbally kill every other rapper, and then also I'm going to say that I'm the King of New York and I'm a West Coast rapper. Is that possible that was all planned out with him and the people on his label to know that would generate a hell of a lot of buzz? You never know. I mean, it's a conspiracy theory, but I would dare say, stranger things have happened in life, But, I mean, overall, though, the thing with Kendrick, I mean, what makes Kendrick so good and so special? I mean, I think overall, the thing with Kendrick and his music, it's the passion, he loves rap. He loves rap. I'm sure he loves the money that comes with it. The money's nice, but ultimately, though, he loves rap. And that's, the same with like J. Cole. They love rap music. You've got to love it, really. You really have to love it. I think a guy like Jay-Z, it's business. Rap was a vehicle for him to, become very big and successful and have a ton of money. But I'm not doubting that, that Jay-Z loves rap. But Jay-Z, I think at the same time knew that the drug game wasn't working out. You know, being a drug dealer, it's either going to go, you're either going to be in jail or you're going to be dead, you know. So Jay-Z knew that he had to change it up, you know. But I mean, the thing with you know, Kendrick isn't like a guy that's like a 6'2" jacked up dude, you know. But he has that passion, and that does sell, you know. It obviously helps having the Interscope machine behind you. But I mean, overall, he's a brilliant, he's a fantastic rapper. You know, that's the thing. I mean, yes, he makes you feel something. You know, and that it's almost like you could say that with Biggie and Tupac. You know, Biggie with some of the real cool lines and the bars that he had. You know, Biggie could make you go, oh, that's some good shit right there. But then, yeah, the guy like Tupac, who might have not technically been the best rapper, but he made you feel, you know. And that's why I would say that's definitely with a Kendrick. You know, he'll make you feel. You know, Drake's a bit more with the slick, cute lines. It's not like Drake has that many kind of socially conscious songs. You know, he had the whole song God's Plan, but that's really just him, you know, in the video, just, hey, look at me, I'm helping out all these people, how great am I, kind of thing, you know? You know, but hey, whatever, it is what it is, you know? But overall, I mean, I'll just name a few rappers here, and I'll just see, like, well, look, Nas, you know? I mean, Nas is I mean, still a lot of people, Nas is the GOAT, you know? I mean, I dare say he is probably the GOAT, you know? I mean, I think to me, World Is Yours is maybe a maybe top 5 rap song of all time, you know? I really do believe that. And, you know, let's Jay-Z still, you know, people can say, you know, it's about the business, he's this, he's that, you know, the Beyonce marriage, but overall, he's still a very good rapper, you know? He is a very good rapper. There's times where I think some of his bars could be better, you know, on the 444 album, I thought some of there was a little bit of laziness there, I felt, with the rhyming. But, you know, this is me, a guy that's a very good lyricist, and I'm barred up in my own right. But, you know, overall, though, I mean, when you're a billionaire, I suppose you're not rapping like that's all you've got. You know what I mean? So, you know, I suppose you could let that slide. But, I mean, overall, though, Jay-Z is still, to a lot of people, a top 5 MC. I would still put Kendrick up there with Jay. I'd still put him up there with him. Biggie, you know. I think a lot of people say Biggie is still, again, they put him in there with Tupac. A lot of the time people say, who are the greatest rappers? They say Biggie, Pac. It's always Biggie, Pac. More people will say, you know, it's Pac after Biggie, Biggie after Pac. And yeah, I mean, you know, amazing rapper. And him and, I mean, it was unfortunate, and I'll keep talking this about Tupac. It was the whole East Coast, West Coast thing, and then the media used that. They blew that out of proportion, but that's what, you know, I mean, with all that stupid gang shit that they got caught up in, you know what I mean? And these are guys that are selling millions of records, they're known around the world, but then they make it about this stupid street shit, about what area code you're from, and that's just the dumb shit. the dumb shit, and there's still that dumb shit that goes on in rap, and that's the one thing I love rapping. I love music. I love the music, but it's a lot to do with the atmosphere, which that I hate, you know. And then so I think sometimes Biggie and Tupac get maybe put up on too high of a pedestal, you know, because of all the dumb shit that they got caught up in, all that gang thug life bullshit, you know. And sometimes people need to be a little bit more objective when speaking about these guys. You know, that's just my opinion. But, you know, Eminem, well, I mean, is Eminem better than Nas? Is not, well, I say Nas, I mean, technically, I mean, would Eminem be better than, is Eminem better than Kendrick? Probably, yeah. But, I mean, I'm kind of one of those dudes, I don't really fuck with his music. I mean, I can appreciate him, you know, how good he is as a lyricist, but I don't fuck with his music, though, personally. I mean, just a lot of shit I can't really relate to about wanting to kill my mother and whatever the fuck else about the Kim woman that he dumped and then got back with, and on and off, on and off. I couldn't relate to all of that shit. But I mean, Eminem overall though is incredible. I mean, technically though, he probably still is better than Kendrick. Andre 3000, you know, a lot of people say that Andre is technically one of the best. Andre maybe because he was known, you know, with Outkast and with most of their hit songs, it was like Andre was, you know, the dude singing, you know, so people, a lot of casual fans probably wouldn't realize how brilliant of a lyricist he is. And it took me a while to catch on just how good he is. But I mean, yeah, I mean, he's up there. Better than Kendrick, maybe just slightly better, you know? I mean, then there's the old school guys, there's Big Daddy Kane, Rakim. I mean, that's a tough one. I mean, overall now, by today's standards, I mean, Kendrick is maybe is he technically better than Kane and Rakim? Maybe just about. Because some of the stuff, I mean, you go back to the 80s, some of the rhyming, if you were to rhyme that way today, I don't know if it would be seen as that good. But there's certain, when you can listen to certain parts of the songs with Kane and Rakim and the rhyme schemes there for that stuff back then in the 80s, I mean, that shit was mind-blowing. It took it up to a whole nother level there with those guys. But I think I would put, personally, I'd put Kendrick above Big Daddy Kane and Rakim. That's Kanye West. And I mean, these guys, Kanye and Kendrick, come on, do an album together. I mean, please. I mean, two of my favorites, and you know they've got that song "No More Parties in LA," that's a real good one. That's a banger there. You've got to listen to that song if you haven't. "No More Parties in LA." I mean, that's a really good song, and I think so many people don't realize that these guys have collaborated. You know what I mean? And they should be doing an album. I'd much rather listen to a Kendrick Kanye album than a Kanye Jay-Z album. You know, that's just me, personally. But another rapper that I quite like, Jay Electronica. I mean, he's an underrated guy to me, man. I mean, he's up there, like, technically speaking, and just a guy when it comes to, like, all the production, the way he can make you feel something. You know, he's up there, man. And I mean, I would maybe have to say that they're even when it comes to, you know, how good they are lyrically. But Jay Electronica is just someone, I mean, you know, you really got to check him out. I mean, he's a guy, though, that really, I mean, I don't know. I mean, but the thing about Jay Electronica, I mean, he didn't really play the industry game. I mean, I think he played them at their own game and done pretty well. And you know, he was with the Rothschild women. He even early on when he was just starting up was with that. Is it Eric Badu? I'm sorry, guys, if I pronounced the name wrong, but I mean, but overall, though, when it comes to the music with Jay Electronica, I mean, it's really good, and definitely, I wouldn't, you know, check it out if you haven't, you know, because it's really good. But overall, I mean, my closing thoughts, though, I mean, is Kendrick a top 5 lyricist? Well, in my humble opinion, yes, he is. I mean, I'm not going to say he's number one. I'm not going to say he's a Nas, but I think overall, you know, when you listen to the albums, you know, listen to Good Kid, Mad City, listen to Damn, listen to Pimp a Butterfly, and it's just some great shit, man. You know, his body of work, it's solid. It's solid, and you know, he in my opinion, he's a top 5 rapper. In my top 5, maybe he's, you know, 3, 4, but I mean, he's definitely, to me, you know, a top 5 lyricist. And you know, the purists, you know, they might totally disagree with my opinion here, but I don't give a fuck. You know, Kendrick Lamar to me is a top 5 lyricist. But anyway, guys, you know, those are my thoughts. I definitely would like to do a few more videos, you know, talking more about rap music and, you know, the different topics on, you know, maybe breaking down when it comes